Alright guys, and this is episode 10 of AFC Wimbledon Manager Mode Career. We've got the FA Cup third round game today against Bolton Wanderers. So let's get started with that game against Bolton Wanderers. As you can see, it was going to be a very hard challenge. You had Kevin Davis, David Ngog up front, Gary Cahill centre back, Jaska Leinen in net. It was definitely going to be one of those David and Goliath matches, and obviously I was Goliath. Bolton stood no chance against the mighty Wimbledon, but the game started, and straight away in the 9th minute Kevin Davis just walked past my defence, passed it to David Ngog, but the keeper saved well. He came out and got it away. But there are a few rules when playing in the FA Cup. Rule 1, don't do a Ronaldo chop into the path of an oncoming opponent. Exhibit A. And we got the ball, got forward, Moore laid it off to Jali, and Jali managed to get past the defence, have a shot, but the keeper saved. Now, rule 2, don't leave an opponent free in the box with an open net. Because this is what you get. You get a goal. Come on. I was so happy with this. I mean, I know it was an open net, but you've got to take anything you can against a Premier League team when you're only in League 2. So that put us 1-0 up, and I was absolutely over the moon. Hit on the volley, perfectly into the back of the net, and that's how it finished at half time. So it was half time, Bolton Wanderers 0, AFC Wimbledon 1. I didn't bother defending. I thought, do you know what, we could probably go on and nick a second here, but they did come at us, and David Ngog just missed that chance, and that was in the 47th minute, and they kept on coming at us. We had no other chances after this, but I thought we could hold out. But as you can see, Ngog knocked it off to Petrov, and Ngog managed to skim my defence, lay it off to Davis, who put it in the bottom corner. So it was 1-1 at this point in the 53rd minute, and maybe I should have gone defensively, but I thought, nah, I'll stick with the balanced, you know, between attack and defence. Maybe defensively would have worked. We'll never know. We'll find out. But it was a well-worked goal. They are a Premier League team. You've got to take fair credit, you know. But it took them until the 78th minute to get another chance at goal. But Davis this time laid it off. Sorry, Ngog laid it off for Davis. Davis then had the shot, but the keeper saved well. Then in the 80th minute they came back at us. This time Ngog got past the fence and smashed it into the bottom corner. It was a great goal. It was well finished, and that seemed to be the end of the game, out of the cup. But not too bothered, because it was a Premier League team in Bolton Wanderers, and we were doing well. But they had one last chance, and straight away in the 84th minute from a goal kick. A lovely flick by Ngog. I don't know if he meant to do that or not, and he ran through on goal and just slotted it past my keeper and into the back of the net. Understandable. We've not really shown ourselves up at all. It wasn't embarrassing at all. It was a good game to play. I enjoyed playing it. It's just a shame that we couldn't get the win or even a draw and get a replay. But yeah, the game finished. Bolton Wanderers 3, AFC Wimbledon 1, and that's us out of the FA Cup for this year. But as I keep on saying, it was against a Premier League opposition, so I can't really expect anything more. But moving on to the game against Bristol Rovers in the league. Now, for some reason, FIFA does this to me sometimes, and it don't come up with the scoreboard or anything, really. So I had to deal with that in this game. But they had a corner in the 7th minute, and Harold somehow managed to squeeze it into the back of the net. Very frustrating. But there you go. We had to move on from that setback early on. And we did have 1 or 2 chances, but nothing major at all. I mean, as you can see, they were put through on goal. Was a genuine challenge. I tried to win the ball, but I ended up taking out their bloke, and obviously got the red card, which was well deserved. So that put us down to 10 men, and we weren't in the best of positions. 1-0 down, 10 men. This is the 4th time we've played Bristol Rovers this season, because we had them in the cup and we drew with them, so we got the replay. But we did have a chance. Wellard, I think, had the shot, but it was well saved by the keeper, and not much after that. That's how the game finished. It finished Bristol Rovers 1, AFC Wimbledon 0. So, a bit of a disappointing result, but we'll move on to the game against Morecambe, which was a great game to play in the end, but it was really frustrating at the beginning. So, just before that game, Sammy Moore said, oh, he was really pleased that I'd given him a chance to play. So I was like, well, it was just rotation, innit? So I was like, oh, well, fair enough. If he's happy, then he's happy. I'm glad he's happy. But yeah, this game was really good to play, but only at full time. It was frustrating and obviously enjoyable at the end. but you'll see why. And as you can see there, Phil Jevons just walked through my defence, just put it into the bottom corner. I could not believe it. I was like, oh, this isn't good. You know, playoffs are starting to become, because it's so tight. Everyone's always jumping in and out of the playoffs. And again, Jevons walked through my defence, but somehow put that wide. I don't know how he put that wide. And then we got a chance in the 35th minute. Moore had the ball, laid it off to Yusuf. Yusuf took on the defender and put it wide. There was a lot of chances in this game, and a lot that should have been scored. And again, in the 47th minute, Midson worked a brilliant chance for himself. Had 3 defenders on him, took all of them on, and then did that with his weaker foot. So I thought, okay, his left foot's weaker foot, so let's go on to his stronger foot, and he does that. So that's when I knew I had to change something. So on came Adamino, Jolly, and Moore, and it seemed to change the game for me, really. Straight, almost immediately when those subs came on, they came on in the 64th minute. We got a chance. Moore knocked it on for Adamino. Adamino had a bit of a tight angle, had to make some space for himself, and he managed to, and with his left foot smashed it into the back of the net. We were back on terms. So over the moon with this, because that was a great substitution. Adamino came on, did the magic he needed for us, and got us straight back into the game. And although we had chances, there were nothing real clear cut until this chance in the 80th minute on the lovely half volley by my centre half, Mitchell King. Put us into the lead 2-1. I could not believe he'd scored that. I mean, how he got the space to do that from a corner, I don't know, and then they just couldn't get it out. But in the 90th minute, they came back with one last chance, and I was worried he was going to give a penalty away there, but he didn't, and the referee blew full time, so that was a great 3 points away from home at Morecambe, and it finished Morecambe 1, AFC Wimbledon 2. So a great 3 points there, and that moved us within touching distance of the playoffs. And obviously there was transfer deadline day, but absolutely nothing happened again. So I'll quickly skip through this. As you can see, Carlos Tevez has gone to Inter Milan. He always goes somewhere, and even Marlin's gone from Arsenal. And my scout came back with a scouting report. So it was Barry Clay, Callum Horner, Curtis Mears, not going to try and pronounce his name, James Wilson, Joe Richards, Joe Roberts, Lee Byrne, Tom Richards. But obviously couldn't sign any of them. And that is all for this episode. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next episode.